The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to the February 19th, the wonderful Wednesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there is having a great day. Hey, let's make sure we have an extraordinary day. And the easiest way to do that, well, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We're going to go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I just past 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I want you to know that I'm absolutely grateful for your presence here, but much more important than that, during this next 60 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to pick up that phone and dial on in at 877-927-6648. If you can't dial in, well, we've got you covered as well. You can always send me an email. Steve, sorry, I'm multitasking here, really multitasking, but you can always send me an email, steve@tfnn.com. Inside the subject heading, please put a radio show question in. Inside our Tigers Den, well, any ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on a wonderful Wednesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to Lush Show. Right now, we got all indices trading in the green, except the spot volatility index. You got the Dow up about a little over 0.5% or 163 points. The S&P up 21 points, 0.6%. NASDAQ 100 is up 1%, $97. Semis are up 2.5% or 47 points out there. So everything is mean and green. Spot volatility index trading out at 1460. I do believe that is below its 50-day exponential moving average. That is bullish. You've got gold up $7, silver 14 pennies. Light sweet crude up $1.31. Leading the charge to the upside, it is Tesla up $62. Amazon up 25. That's 7 and 1% respectively. Nvidia up 16 or 5%. Solar Edge Technologies, $15, 14%. Enphase Energy up 38%, $15. To the downside, Public Storage is up $12. Bluebird Bio, 9. Extra Space has no space. They're down $9. Immedius, maybe they've got a lot of space. Immedius is off nearly 8. So we certainly have things to look at. Let's begin. We've got our first request out here to take a look at the Great British Pound, and that is for Ruby in the Tiger's Den. So let's go take a look at the Great British Pound. Let's see what it is doing out here. We'll pull over this chart right now. There's I believe I've got about a 10-minute delay, Ruby, on this. So my apology, but if your question is where is the Great British Pound headed to, so it's trading into the bottom of its bullish structure daily profile, and that level is 1.2906. Again, I've got about a 10 or 15-minute delay on this, so I don't know if price is underneath that. But if price does get below that level of support, Ruby, then what price would be targeting is its breakout area. And then we're looking at a daily time frame chart, and that would be 1.2828. That's what I see when I take a look at the Great British Pound out here. I don't really have anything else other than that for the Great British Pound, so I hope that helps you out. If you need something else, just let me know. I don't have the Nikkei futures, so I really can't take a look at that for you. My apology, I just don't have haven't paid for that service out there. Let's go to our first caller. That is Brent in Martinez, California. Brent, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you today?
Oh, I'm doing great, Steve. How are you?
Very good. Thanks so much for asking. And light sweet crude is what we're going to go ahead and take a look at. Tell me what it is that how I can help you.
My question is, first of all, and then about the time you did your trade in the newsletter for that energy trade.
Yes.
I end up going into the USO. So I'm just doing the crude oil itself. My question was, I saw your notes in the newsletter this morning. What I'm not sure about is, are you using a synthetic contract? Are you using the most active contract? I wasn't sure which one. I think we might be transitioning from, it was the March, and now it looks like April's the more active. So that was my question. Which one are you basing the numbers on?
Really, April.
Okay.
It's actually both. So let me try to explain that to you and to everybody else that is out there. So Brent asked a really good question. We are near the contract rollover in light sweet crude, or maybe we've passed already from March to April, or maybe it's this week. But what I have, and so the chart that is up on my screen. So when we roll from 1 month to the next month out there, other than really using a continuous contract, which is not necessarily going to look exactly correct out there, I put together this, what Brent called what I refer to as synthetic contract out here. It's a better way of stitching together each of the active month futures contracts. And so the symbol that you see in my upper left-hand corner, if you were to look at it, it's an odd-looking symbol. It's got a little squiggly line, which is kind of above the tab button on your left-hand side, and CL for light sweet crude, and 1 and a exclamation point. There's no stock symbol out there for that. Now, the reason that we want to have that up here is because, especially from a market profile standpoint, which I think, Brent, that's what you're asking about, is really the market profiles?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So here, it's nice to have that synthetic version. Luckily for us, the synthetic version shows the top of the profile at 54.13. I'm going to pull over my other chart that shows the top of the profile at 54.12. So whether it's my white background charts, which come from the NinjaTrader, or whether it's the black background chart from eSignal, the profiles are all matching up. So I'm just going to go back to the black background chart. It's just, I think, easier for people to see out here. And the other thing that I had mentioned, or I will mention certainly to everybody out here, is that with regard to light sweet crude, we can see that price is traded above now the center of the box. But the center of the box is not in the center. Let me just simply expand out the chart here. Let's actually turn off price. It just, whoops, I was going to turn off price. I'm still going to try to do that here. Give me a second to pull that out, only because you'll be able to see just simply the profiles. And take a look at the very right-hand panel here, and you're going to notice that the center of the box, which is 53.12, is closer to the top at 54.13 than the bottom. So the reason why this is important, what we know about profiles is at the top of the box is where sellers are at. That's where your snipers are. At the bottom of the box, that's where your bulls are. That's where your buyers are. The center is made up of both bulls and bears, with inside this price spread of 54.13 to 50.09. In that price spread, the majority of bulls and bears believe there's fair value at 53.12. Now, price is above that. I'll turn price back on right now. And because it's above that level, odds favor a test of 54.13. Now, that's where sellers are at. What we don't know is whether the bulls can overrun the sellers out here. But if we do see a close on a daily basis, a daily profile we're looking at above 54.13, that tells us of at least a shorter term change in trend and to anticipate higher price. So does that help you, Brent? And we're about to go to break, so you can hold on and ask me any other questions and come back if you would like.
Yeah, I'll just sit tight, Steve, and we can talk when you come back.
Perfect. Okay, this is Steve Rhodes with Brent from Martinez, California. We're taking a look at Black Gold Texas Tea, light sweet crude. We'll be right back.
If you're not currently using the TAS Profile Scanner when looking at setting up your trading opportunities, then your arsenal is short a mighty weapon. The TAS Profile Scanner is a standalone piece of software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Headed by Steve Dahl, TAS understands that in today's technological world, the use of top-flight software applications and technical analysis expertise is essential to successful trading in today's market. You also gain access to the webinar that Steve Dahl and Tom O'Brien just hosted, The Best Way to Use the TAS Profile Scanner to Profit. This webinar archive is available for all subscribers immediately upon signing up. All new subscriptions also come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. Start your subscription by visiting the front page of TFNN.com today, and you'll find the TAS Profile Scanner under the Services tab. Sign up today. Are you in the market for buying or selling real estate in the Bay Area, including the surrounding St. Petersburg, Tampa, and Clearwater markets? Tiger Real Estate LLC is a firm that has extensive experience in the Tampa Bay area. Whether you're looking to sell your current property for maximum value, or you're in the market for a second home or investment property, Tiger Realty has the experience across all areas of real estate in the Tampa Bay area to help buyers and sellers make the most informed decisions across all price levels. From the price you should be paying per square foot in certain up-and-coming areas to the type of cash flow investment properties are capable of creating, Tiger Real Estate can help you make the best decision when it comes to all areas of the market. Before you make one of the biggest decisions of your financial future, call Tiger Real Estate LLC today at 727-329-8322 or email us at tiger@tfnn.com. That's 727-329-8322. Call us today.
Many of our new listeners have heard about The Tiger's Den. The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of the TFNN shows, plus see all of the charts as they happen live and have access to archives of all of those charts. You can test drive The Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days and greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets and how to make your money work for you. Details on The Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
TFNN has launched our brand new website. You can still visit us at the same TFNN.com URL, but when you do, you'll see a new and improved homepage with a much simpler navigation, whether you're watching Tiger TV live in high definition or just accessing your newsletter subscriptions. We even have new pricing in 6 months and yearly options. Check out the new TFNN.com now and experience all the upgrades. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
Dow's up 150, S&P 20. Let's go back out to Brent in Martinez, California. We're taking a look at light sweet crude. So we were discussing the profiles, Brent. The only other thing that I'll add to this is that if, in fact, price closes above 54.13, the top of its bearish structure daily profile, there's one more resistance area that you have to watch, and that's the top of the new weekly profile, which is 54.49. If you're looking, that's the very upper right-hand panel chart that we're looking at. Now, what you'll notice, what's missing there, or appears to be missing, is the center of that profile. Well, it turns out, and this just formed this week, that the center is also at the bottom, 51.22. So that's a very strong support level out here. Strong enough to say that if light sweet crude doesn't take out the 54.13 area, and we don't know whether it will or it won't, we probably have this consolidation between about 54.13 and around 51.22 out here is what I would say from a profile standpoint. So fire away with any questions that you've got or any additional information that you might want or need.
That's very helpful, Steve. I'm going to kind of base the trade on the oil contract itself, not necessarily looking at what the USO is doing. It's going to correlate to what the oil itself is doing.
Pretty good chance, and this is where it becomes slightly difficult, pretty good chance that, you probably see that result or that test into the 54.13, between this evening and probably 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning out there. It's just a guess. There's typically a lot of activity right as Europe is coming online out here. So, I mean, I don't have, it all looks very good. But the reality is we know where sellers are camped out. And we just don't know their firepower. But we're about to experience it, I would think, over the next probably 24 hours out here.
Yeah, I think we have the numbers for the inventories tomorrow. Everything got pushed forward because of the holiday.
Okay.
So I believe they're going to be tomorrow, in the morning. I'm not sure the exact time, but I think normally when we've come off a holiday like that, things get, bumped forward to, instead of being, it would have been today, it's going to be tomorrow. Yes. For natural gas and the oil contract itself. So, all right, I appreciate it very much, Steve, as always, and just have yourself a great day, and I'm sure I'll talk to you soon.
Will do. Thanks so much for calling. That was Brent in Martinez, California. And one of the reasons that Brent took that trade in Lightspeed Crude, or why he should have, certainly, it did form that nice little TD 9-count bottom pattern out here. You can see that if you're watching us on Tiger TV. You know, you and I, we look for basically 4 different types of patterns to complete tops and bottoms. The A to B equals CD pattern that can lead to either a Gartley or a butterfly pattern out there. We use very specific rules. One of those rules is when that pattern completes, we need to see the bullish or bearish reversal candle, whether it's a move to the upside or downside. We also use the 9s. We use the TD9 count out here. That can identify tops or bottoms. We can also take a look at wave counts. We specifically look for wave number 7. That's letter G on my screen out there. And then we look for the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, top or bottom signal. Those are the 4 patterns. If you just simply mastered those 4 patterns, well, then what we can say is you would be able to master timing the markets, because I just simply use those 4 patterns that have led to being able to lead great technicians that have been doing this for a quarter century plus, and lead them as the #1 market timer for the S&P 500 for what equates to the last 3 years out here. So and those tools, I teach them to you. There's no magic. It takes, and what I do, really from a newsletter standpoint, from certainly from a webinar standpoint, is I really tried in that 1 hour, there's usually 1 hour workshops out there, is really cut right to the chase to help you avoid all of the thousands of hours of work and mistakes that I've made along the way, and just be able to get you to focus on just what you need to focus on for each of those patterns. So if you're looking to learn additional tools, improve your trading, learn these tools or techniques, and just go, and I don't really do much in the way of commercials during the show out here, because I really don't think I need to, but just go try the newsletter out, and you're going to go under the archive section, and you'll see a slew is probably 5, 6, 7 workshops out there, all pertinent to being able to time the markets out there. And if you can learn those patterns, it'll just totally open up your mind. You won't have to worry about what you're seeing on the news. You'll be able to understand why instruments are doing what they're doing out there, and you'll just have a lot of fun. So speaking of having a lot of fun, I'm not sure how I segued into that, but let's go to our first question that came in here by email. And this was from LC is what we'll call him. Almost, I don't use, even though your emails oftentimes have last name, just out of respect. Anyways, so LC says, do you have any price projections for SBGL? And SBGL, for some reason, Leo, I can't get it up on my other charts out here, and I don't know the reason why. I thought I had a bunch of corrupted stuff, but I can pick up every instrument other than, for whatever reason, SBGL. But I can't get it on my black background charts. That's I'm not even going to pronounce it because I'll screw that up. We'll just simply call it Stillwater out there, like the band Stillwater. What movie was the band Stillwater in? Does anybody know out there? Come on, somebody's got to know. It's one of the greatest movies out there for music. The only other movie I think that's better from a music standpoint is Pirate Radio. How many of you seen Pirate Radio? And if you haven't seen Pirate Radio, go see Pirate Radio. But the band Stillwater, somebody knows. Somebody's going to know the band Stillwater, and it's from that movie Almost Famous. Almost Famous out there. Great movie. In any event, out here, the question is, let me get back to the question. He says, do you have any price projections for this or the junior nugget? Seasonally gold tends to make an intermediate term top at about this time, followed by weakness into March. So I don't have let's say a price target. I'm just going to have to go with my tools on my eSignal out here. Here's what you know. From top to bottom, when I say top to bottom, from 1977, not the year 1977, the price 1977, that took place on August 1st of 2016 on a weekly basis, all the way down to 202, what SBGL has done, it's made the 0.618 retracement. The 0.618 retracement, that's $12.99. It's trading at $12.87. So, Leo, there's a possibility that this has run into resistance, a possibility where price just simply would back off. It's like an elevator. Our Fibonacci levels are just like an elevator. And we're basically, Steve-O uses, in essence, 5 floors, the 0 point, the beginning, or the top, the 100% area. So, but those are just that's what we need to use as our ruler to figure out the 0.382, 0.618, 0.786. So in essence, I'm really only using 3 or 4 out here. And oftentimes when you get to one of those levels, what you'll see is people get off the elevator. Now, what I will share with you, Leo, is this is a wide-ranging bar coming into that 0.618 area. And markets don't typically end on wide-ranging bars, so this might say a little bit of sideways movement. What I can add to the picture here for you is watch gold, because gold's got a nice move going on. It's going to be day number 7 of a TD setup 9-count pattern. The last time that gold the last top out here was wave number 7, and it was a TD setup 9-count. So you're waiting for some type of top to form. You think it's right around now. Well, I would have to say, because price is moving higher, doing less relative energy, then use your thought process. But probably we're looking at about 2 to 3 more days before you see that top out there. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back. We're going to go out to Palm Harbor and talk NVIDIA with Jim. We'll be right back. I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools, as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you're a trader in the market looking to find the path that leads to maximizing profits while decreasing risk, then now is a great time to try out Dave White's daily trading service, The Path of Least Resistance. Through the use of options and equity trades, Dave advises his subscribers on a daily basis of the current market conditions and what possible trade setups are on the horizon. The Path of Least Resistance is published every trading morning, often with updates intraday when initiating trades or closing out positions. Dave White has advised his clients of some outstanding winning options and equity trades in recent months, and now is a great time to try it out for yourself. New subscribers to the Path of Least Resistance receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the types of options and equity trades that are available by signing up for the Path of Least Resistance today by visiting the front page of TFNN.com and selecting the newsletter tab. Sign up today. TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, Butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get right to it out here. We've got a number of questions that have come in. I think a couple of callers on the line. So let's go out to Jim in Palm Harbor. Jim, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How are you doing today?
Doing great, Steve. Thanks for taking my call. I really appreciate all you do for us little guys out there.
Well, my pleasure. So in NVIDIA, I know we've talked about it before, but I apologize, I can't remember. I think you've been looking for an entry, or I think you've got a few shares in it, or something like that.
Yeah, I've got 25 shares that I bought at 271.71, and I think it's going to do really well long term. But I just like to get your analysis of it on short and long term all the way.
Yeah. So what I really like is I like actually today's action more so than yesterday. Yesterday could have been, if there was going to be a top. It had both a Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal as well as the bar following bar 9 of a TD setup 9 count. So now on a daily basis, the only thing that you have to be concerned of is this is still in wave number 7. That's letter G. Now, it may be 7. It may be wave number 2 out here. But what I mean about today's action is that this is negated. It's blown through the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, meaning price is rising now with relative strength out there. And so that's a beautiful thing on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame out here, if I populate the chart, same kind of situation where it could be wave number 7 to the upside. But really, the more important thing this week is that price has taken out the breakdown resistance area, 292.76. So if it were going to find a top, it should have had problem getting through 292.76. And that just simply is not the case out here as price is above it. Now, I won't know. It's only Wednesday. So anything can happen, but as long as there's a close above that, that tells you that this just simply wants to continue to move higher. The difficult thing is trying to figure out where this is actually headed to. So I hope that's not one of your questions.
No. It's all-time highs, so it's kind of hard to predict where it might go to if you don't have a past history of it. So.
Yeah, and in this case here, like if I were to draw in the longer term A to B equals CD, it just gets to figures that are, not that it won't get there, but I mean it'll end up being about a 283, about $4. Well, maybe just about a $400 or $500 a range out there. I think what you need to do is just simply from a timing standpoint, knowing that there's plenty of A to B equals CD patterns out here, knowing that it is potentially in wave number 7, is just watch for some type of bearish reversal candle. That would then just suggest that price would or could pull back to support, which on NVIDIA today, that level is going to be on a daily basis, 280 and change out here. And as long as price stays above that, you'd want to stay with the trade. Now, that would be giving back about $40 if that were to happen. And I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just being able to identify a level of support for you. But the trade looks good. I wouldn't exit it. Just continue to pay attention to the potential of that wave number 7 pattern that it's in.
Okay. Well, I really appreciate it. And thank you a lot for taking my call.
Oh, my pleasure. Anytime. That was Jim in Palm Harbor. And so the other question was from Mark, but Mark is gone. He wanted to take a look at Rubicon. And so let me see. I believe that. Mark, are you there? No. Okay. So Mark is gone, but that doesn't mean we can't try to take a look at, I think it's RUBI, but let me see if that actually pops up. Yeah, Rubicon. So in this case here, now I don't know what Mark wanted, but he did call. So it's similar chart, Mark, to really what we just looked at inside of NVIDIA. Now, two totally different industries out here. But if we take a look at it, what I mean by that is yesterday price was moving higher, doing less relative energy. Well, it's blown through that today. Now, today is going to be bar number 9 of a TD setup 9 count out here. The last time this top was with a 9 count. So you just want to pay attention. Just pay attention. That's all that I'm suggesting out here. Pay attention to that. But otherwise, looks pretty good on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, price is moving higher, doing less relative energy. Again, not an issue unless you were to see some type of bearish reversal candle. It's above weekly profiles. Everything looks good here. On the monthly basis, as we populate this, what do we have? I don't have any kind of a topping signal for you inside of this. So it really comes back, just like Jim and I were saying, hey, look, certainly there's an A to B equals CD pattern out here. I'll draw it in on the other charts. We've just covered, your TD 9 count out here, and we'll draw that A to B equals CD pattern. It just says to continue to be careful, because if you were to see that bearish reversal candle, that could be confirming at least a short-term top out here. Now, the 1-to-1 A to B equals CD is something that price blew through today, which was 1250. So your 1-to-1.272 expansion for Rubicon is up at the 1360. So, Mark, thanks for calling. I hope that helped you out. If not, call back. No problem out there. Let's go to our next question. This one coming in from Cody. No, this is Cody as the symbol. This is coming in from Tim. So let me get this drawn in here, and we'll go ahead and read Tim's question. Tim's question goes, I currently hold a small position inside of Compass Diversified Holdings. Should I buy, sell, or hold? So let's go take a look at it. Here's what you don't like about it today and yesterday is you'll now have 2 days, it appears, trading below the bottom of its daily profile. The bottom of that daily profile is 2284. That was, I should say, a bullish structured profile. Bullish structured profile, prices below it, nothing more bearish than a failed bullish pattern out there. So we don't like that. Now, what that would suggest, Tim, is that price may be targeting the bottom of the weekly profile, which is 2158. I say maybe because price is still sitting at the center of that weekly profile. So there is both buyers and sellers right here that believe there's fair value on the weekly time frame out here. So I wouldn't sell just yet, but no, I would recognize and notice that we've got that bearish pattern, so to speak, on the daily time frame. On the weekly time frame, monthly time frame, price above the top of the profile. Let's come back over here to my other chart, see if there's any kind of bottom signal. And the answer is no. And what we really don't like when we look at this chart is really puts things in perspective out here. Again, on the daily time frame for Cody. And here we saw Stevie's green line actually turn red. That's the oscillator unchanged line. Now, when that happens, that took place on February 3rd. When that happens, there's a phenomena. I don't know why it happens. I just know that it happens. And to anticipate it, it's not a set number of days. But I know that Price and Stevie's line are going to catch up to each other. It's supposed to. A bullish message says you can overtake that hill. You can overtake that line. A bearish message out here is what occurred basically on the trading day of February 6th and then again on February the 11th out there. It was a test and rejection. And this is really suggesting it wants lower price. Watch the weekly profile areas out there. The daily is saying, shoot, I could make a run back to 1942. That would be normal out here. This did form a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. That's the daily time frame. Let's put up the weekly, see if there's any kind of other message out here on the weekly time frame. We've got TD 9 count top on the weekly. We've got wave number 7, letter G out here. It's really suggesting a move down to 2158 or 1962. Not a guarantee. It's really suggesting that, though, because of those topping signals. And then you've got a TD9 count top on the monthly time frame. All of this, Tim, suggesting that what Cody wants to do is pull back. And on the monthly time frame, the level of you're watching is about $21, $20.89 to be specific right now. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the Tax Opportunity Zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Directions Daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. Let's get right to it again. For one of our dinners, this is for Tarpon 2, who wants to take a look at the ticker symbol STT, State Street. Here's what I see, Tarpon. When we take a look at this, formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top, wave number 7. That was back on January 17th. Sellers took control, and the responsibility was to try to push the price back to support. And support was really the breakout level of 74.76. Price got down near that area, and since has made a move higher. So right now, what I really see out here on a daily time frame is kind of a consolidation-ish pattern between about that 75 level, maybe up to about 82. Prices below Stevie's green line, which is priced at 79.07 out here. If price doesn't get above that, a run back to the 74.76 area becomes a possibility. That's the daily chart. The weekly time frame chart out here, what does it show for us? Shows a beautiful bottom, a nice Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, wave number 7 bottom. Exactly what we like to see out here. At this stage, even on the weekly basis, prices dip below Stevie's green line. It's really trading right up into it. It's resistance. I don't see any kind of a top out here on the weekly time frame, but we can't see the day. So therefore, the daily chart is somewhat controlling the current movement out here, and price on the weekly has just made it back to resistance level. And on the monthly time frame, I don't really have much to add to the equation out here. So I hope that helps you out, Tarpon 2, with regard to State Street. Again, ticker symbol there is STT. There was a request to go take a look at, well, let's do this one here. Max writes in, he wants to take a gamble on Facebook, FB out here. So he's asking for some information on Facebook before expiration at the end of February out here. So give me a second to allow Facebook to populate all these different time frames, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, 15. And if you saw all the things I've got going on in the background out here, it's amazing I can get any data flow at this stage. And there we go. So now we've got Facebook. That's the monthly, but let's try to get over to the daily time frame. So Max, we're really going to focus on the daily time frame, I think, out here. And so your question is, where's Facebook headed to? Well, with it being above Stevie's green line at the top of the daily profile, it looks like it wants to head back to where it had topped out with the Rhodes Momentum Indicator signal, wave number 7, and that would be 223.91, give or take out here. Price above the daily profile. Okay, I don't see any topping signals on the weekly time frame out here. What else do we have? We don't have. We see a big price movement to the downside, but price found support at the bottom of that weekly profile at 202.48. So this too is suggesting that price wants to run higher out there. And the monthly time frame, prices held Stevie's green line at 204.01. Now, how Facebook's going to respond. I'm assuming this is an earnings call out here. That I don't know. But what we can say is price above all profiles. It's above all resistance out there. So I can understand your thought process that this will, after earnings, will go ahead and move to higher price. That's what the charts are suggesting at this moment. So best of luck, Max, with that trade out there. We have a request to go take a look at Pan American Silver, PAAS. Although I thought that changed names out here. But let's just simply go take a look at it. Let's at least populate the chart. I should have done it on a different table. That's okay. It's populating real quickly here. So with regard to PAAS, not seeing any kind of a topping signal on the daily time frame out here at all. I guess it's still loading, or trying to get all of my tools out here. Well, price is beginning to rise with less relative energy, but that is in itself is not anything to worry about unless we see some type of bearish reversal candle. But the daily chart looks good. If we take a look at the weekly chart, price also moving higher, doing less relative energy. You are entering week number 7 potentially, or week number 4 of the Chapman wave out here, at least the way that Stevie uses this tool. So it just says be careful. That's all it says. Just simply be careful. And on the monthly time frame says that this could be targeting over the long haul 34.49. 34.49 is the next area where price had broken down. That takes you all the way back into the 2011, 2012 time frame out here. But when we take a look at the monthly chart, it looks like you could have an A to B equals CD pattern that is underway. So everything looks pretty good for PAAS MCO. The last question, I think, and we've gotten through them all, that's a beautiful thing, is the SMH. So let me get the SMHs out here. That's the ETF for the semiconductor. Let me see what the question is from Hector and the fuel injectors. Hector writes in and he says, hey, happy wacky Wednesday out there. Are the SMHs breaking out of a trading range, and should you nibble or wait for another pullback out here? So in the case of the SMHs, trading at 152.07, still hasn't taken out the 9 count from just a few days ago. So the TD setup 9 count from February 14th is still in place out there. You really need to see price close above that level to suggest that this is breaking out beyond the so-called range out here. So you've got a valid topping signal on the daily time frame, and I would just be careful. I can't make that call for you because price hasn't taken it out. If it does take it out, it says it wants to head to higher ground. Now, if we take a look at the weekly time frame chart here, and again, what we're looking at is the SMHs. On the weekly time frame, I don't have any kind of a topping signal. Clearly, there's an A to B equals CD pattern. I won't draw that in here. I think you can visually see that. That means you're watching for some type of bearish reversal candle on a weekly time frame to cement that pattern, should it occur. And on a weekly basis, on a monthly basis, we do have price movement higher, doing less relative energy. Again, not just a caution signal. So Hector and the fuel injectors, the semiconductors, are at least via the ETF SMH. Looks like it wants to continue to run higher. However, price must close above the high from February 14th, from Valentine's Day. That's a key level. That high, by the way, out here, I think I can get that for you, is going to be 152.62. You're trading at 152.10 right now. So how about that, folks? That's a beautiful thing. We got to all of the requests. To my knowledge, if I've missed something in the den that somebody's put in there, please retype that for me. I think I was thorough enough, but you never know. So let's go take a look at the general markets. What's going on in this marketplace? Well, I think this chart here, and it's not a chart, probably tells you the picture. Take a look at this. I know there's not a whole lot of data out here, is it? It's just a handful of symbols, isn't it? And what does this data tell us? What's the importance of this data? If you just happen to be listening, here's the instruments we're taking a look at. The U.S. dollar index, the NASDAQ, S&P, and Dow, U.S. Treasuries, the 30-year, the gold contract, the gold futures, and then we're taking a look at the Shanghai, the Hang Seng, the Nikkei, the DAX, and the FTSE over in the UK. This shows you the rate of change for each of these instruments since the beginning of the year, since the first day of the year, since the close of 2019. Where is capital flowing, folks? When you just take a look, these are your core markets out here. Where is capital flowing? It's flowing into basically everything U.S. Everything U.S. It doesn't matter whether it's the U.S. dollar. And folks, if you go and you buy the TLT, you are investing in U.S. dollars. So we can see the movement into U.S. dollars. We can see it whether it's in bonds or the actual, currency, so to speak. The NASDAQ, the big winner, up already 11% for the year. S&P about 5%. The Dow almost 3%. Gold about 5%. Look at those other markets. Is that where the money is flowing? No. The answer why the markets are moving higher, these markets, this is where the money is flowing to. The king dollar.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
This is David White. Stay tuned because coming up next is the Power Trading Hour right here on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. You've got the Dow up 150, the S&P 20, NASDAQ 197, Russell's up 11, semis up 45. And thanks to everybody that sent in emails or called or in the Tiger's Den. Always makes the show just simply go so smoothly, keeps me focused. You all know how I can get out of focus pretty quickly out there. So to wrap up the show, let's go take a look at a few things out here. So look, that last set of data that we looked at is mucho grande important. We may be in what's referred to as a phase transition, which is just simply, in this instance here, all the capital flowing here to the U.S. It's not for us to ask. I mean, we can ask the question, why is price moving higher in lieu of all of these other stuff that's out there? It does stuff, news. It doesn't. It's money's got to park itself somewhere, right? We talked about this last week. Money is always going to park itself somewhere. It's going to park itself in the place where it feels most secure. Whether that's really secure or not doesn't really matter. It's where it believes that it's most secure. And right now, it's not in China. It's not in Hong Kong. It's not in Japan. It's not in the UK. Maybe it's a little bit of Germany, but I would say be careful there, okay? Where it definitely is, it's in the U.S. dollar. It's in the U.S. stock markets. It's in the U.S. treasuries. It's even in Goldilocks out here. So it tells us really that there is fear across the globe. There's fear across the globe, and they're saying, big money. This is big money moving in here. Because even all these topping patterns that we come across out here, and even some that get confirmed, such as the ES Mini, not yesterday, but the day before, as an example, just immediate bounce backs. Now, we use tools like the oscillator and change line because that really helps us, and the TAS market profiles. But where we really may be, folks, is we may be at that point in time when it comes to the indices that you just got to plug your nose and jump on in. As these markets, if we're really in a phase transition, the prices of what we're taking a look at right now, 3,300 for the ES Mini, not even close to what it will be at. Not even close, folks. Hey, have a terrific, wonderful Wednesday, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Take care.